friendly conversation.
This is a friendly conversation. This isn't. I'm not trying to get
about a podcast.
Oh yeah, it is a podcast. It's like a podcast that is a friendly conversation.
I know, but what I'm asking is are you broadcasting this or recording this?
I'm recording it. It'll be put out later.
Okay. I just wanted to know where it was going, so I know what version of myself to present.
That's smart. You never think about that. Well, I don't, and I end up saying bad things sometimes.
Right, but you're on the spectrum, so.
Yeah, and plus most of the things I'm doing don't go anywhere.
I don't know which spectrum, but you're on some spectrum.
I'm on all the spectrums.
After seeing you with that shirt off, I was hoping you'd be on the spectrum, but I guess.
I guess.
Who would have thought, Hans?
I like to think I carry myself in a certain way.
Yeah, you did. Jesus, for a homeless guy, you're in great shape.
I'm just skinny, really. It's unseemly.
Nah,
up
you're all
close.
cut up. Nah. That's the gay guys were talking about you.
Yeah, well, camera adds 10 pounds, so.
But it can't make you any less Asian. So there's only so much a camera can do. Yeah.
Yeah, if only it added 10 pounds to the right places. But do you enjoy doing comedy in this new normal?
I've had some good experiences. I've had some bad experiences. I did.
What did you do?
I did a live show from my balcony. I've got a balcony in my apartment that overlooks a courtyard.
Yeah.
I can usually handle about maybe 100 people or 70 people, and so we let everyone from the building come into the courtyard, and maybe there was 15 people. So they were pretty spread out, and then the neighbors came out from their windows and stuff. So it was Elliot Thompson and Michael Terry and me, and it was really just an experiment. We live streamed it. That was really fun because people watched it, and people in the real world were able to have something normal. It was towards the beginning of the quarantine.
That's awesome. All those juicy quarantine jokes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, right?
All those juicy quarantine jokes. People are just dying for the tension relief, and comedy's perfect.
The material we were doing, not so much about quarantine.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's funny that also we called the show Captive Audience. From building came, which was nice. But a lot of people in the building hadn't really met each other, and they kind of came out for this show. And one of the guys who came to the show, he owns a bar across the street, and he slipped a note under my door saying that he'd like to do another show where he gives cocktails to the audience and stuff. So it was bringing people together, which was nice.
Nice. Where can I watch this?
Huh?
Where can I watch this?
Well, we just did it and we live streamed it, and we'll probably do it again now that it's getting nice out.
You should post that video to YouTube. I want to see it, and then you can make it like a series.
The video really isn't very good because we were all so messed up. Like, I was so stoned and drunk from just being home alone for at that point maybe 10 days that I hadn't charged the phone properly, so it cut out in the middle, and then it got really dark. We didn't really plan a lighting kit or anything like that. So if we did it again, now it stays light out later. But it was already dark by 7 o'clock back then. So
I think maybe you're being critical because you're an artist and you're it wasn't my best performance, but I think
it wasn't. But Michael Terry did great. Although we lost all of his footage that didn't get streamed. And Elliot Thompson just murdered. He was so fantastic.
Oh,
and they're
nice.
both great comics.
Yeah, they're so unique.
That was fun.
And he's from Brooklyn, Elliot Thompson.
Yeah, he's from here originally, yeah.
Yeah, so he has some of that local flair.
Local flair, yeah. And it's funny that you talked about the material, the quarantine material. I'm possibly leave New York, and even if I, either way, the attempt is an adventure. And just like you're having this adventure by going all around the country or to all these different states, I don't want my material to be all about the quarantine and COVID because everyone has everyone's processing it their own way, but it's not a very unique experience. And so I'm thinking about possibly, it's a long story, but maybe going to Tennessee. I mean, I don't know if it'll work out, and maybe it'll be for a couple of months, but at least it'll be an adventure, and I'll try something, and then I'll have some material, some life experience to write about.
Yeah, so you're doing it on purpose. You're being purposeful with your life.
Yes, I'm being purposeful in my life, but also it's like I'm being forced to change. I mean, I'm kind of a doom and gloom guy on a good day. So I just don't really think New York is coming back in a way that's going to allow for comedy within a year or so. I just can't imagine.
I know, right? I mean, it's going to be the last thing because people don't want to gather in large groups for fun. It's like not necessary.
They don't want to gather in large groups for fun. They might not have the disposable income to be buying the drinks that these places charge for you to perform there, or to have a show. Some of the stages simply might not even be open anymore. They may have gone out of business. Some of the bars and the places that we did some of these shows. I mean, the big places like Gotham will probably stay open, I guess, but my thought was Tennessee might have larger spaces where a club could stay open with 50% capacity and still pay their rent. I just don't think that's possible in New York City. So I'm just trying to I don't want to not do comedy for a year. I don't want to just wait. So I'm going to try to go someplace where I can create something. And then if that doesn't work, I'm trying to possibly try to maneuver myself into Berlin, because I think I was supposed to do 9 shows there already, and those got canceled because of the travel ban. And so I already have some connections there, and you can get by in English, and there's a pretty robust comedy community there in English. So
yeah,
that's kind of my loose plan for right now.
That's awesome. I mean, it's good to not like be hunkered down in one place and to be versatile. And
yeah, I'm pretty nimble. I mean, I don't have kids or a husband or a wife or anything like that. I mean, I own my place, so I need to kind of rent it before I can really make these moves. So yeah, I'm trying to rent it out, but like I can't give a proper lease because that's just not a possibility right now. Because I only want someone to kind of take it for 3 months at first, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find somebody who needs a furnished place for 3 months.
That'd be awesome. I mean,
you've lived here, it's nice.
Yeah. You could just put it on Craigslist, and as soon as you get a nibble, you could be like, all right, I'm out. Or like as soon as someone bites.
Well, because all my stuff is here, I don't really have it on Craigslist.
Or
so there's some social connection to the person, because all my things are here, and I know they're just things, but they're my things, And
yeah,
my
that's
clothes
better.
And my stuff are
Craigslist,
here,
yeah. Yeah.
It's you've been here. You stayed here for an extended period of time when I was out of town. It's like fairly nicely appointed.
Yeah, there's like a social contract.
What? Yeah.
But I don't know. Like sometimes friends are even worse than strangers in some ways. But I guess that's the extremes.
Friends are always worse than strangers. That's why you gotta keep close.
Yeah. Are you keeping up with Steve Malloy and all those the Old Man Hustle gang?
Yeah, well, Steve Malloy and I, we still, I went around and I filmed him making deliveries for there's a local news venture that's trying to bring local news to Roku, and they asked me to just do a man on the street interview, so I kind of followed him on my bike, and I just kind of hung out with him, and him and I, actually it's a company in Tennessee, and the company that I was talking about maybe, it's just the very beginning of a conversation, but we had a nice conversation. And I told them about my interest, and they said there might be an opportunity down there. But for now, they're going to give me an assignment, I think, to do up here, and I'm going to do that with Steve. So, we'll have something to work on together. And
so you're still doing comedy.
A little bit of money.
Did you wear a mask and wear gloves and
with
what?
Steve?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Well, when you were biking?
No, I did wear a mask. No, but he came over. No, I mean, we've already hung out. He's been quarantined, and I've been quarantined, and I think I've already had this already. I was very, 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 very sick, and maybe it was that, maybe it wasn't. But
do you know who someone that had it, like in the comedy community?
Yeah, I did. Jason Chatfield. He was very, very sick with it.
I don't know him.
Yeah, he's a wonderful comic.
Kaysen?
Cartoonist.
You know all
Jason
these.
Chatfield.
Yeah, I don't know these people. What about like Misho Shakur?
Well, I'm not that tight with Misho, so I haven't really spoken to him. I mean, we used to be writing something together, so I would see him pretty often. But I haven't talked to him. But I've talked to Jessica Clayton and Tom Luciano and Nick Salelli and Joe Mahoney and Menno and Mia. I talked to a lot.
Mia Faith Hammond?
Huh?
Mia Faith Hammond?
The one and only national
Nice.
treasure.
She's the daughter of Daryl Hammond.
She's the daughter of many people.
I think just two.
I think three. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Well, at least a mom, and then I think at least 2 dads, maybe 10 dads. I don't know how many dads she has.
Well, he was on SNL.
Yes, he was.
Well, I just think that's cool. I mean, she's so it seems like she's been doing comedy from birth.
Yeah, in fact, from what I understand, I saw that she did a Type 5 in utero, which was fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't have a lot of material, she didn't have a lot of experience to draw from, but she did a pretty good job for the fact that she hadn't been out of the birth canal yet. I thought she was excellent.
Yeah, I'm glad she didn't choke on the birth canal or the umbilical cord.
Yeah, that would be a mess. That's why so many prenatal comics don't make it.
That's why she's so good with the mic cord right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she thinks it's like an umbilical cord.
She clings onto it for life.
Mm-hmm. She tries to breathe through it, knead through it. It's a little disorientating when you watch it, but she makes it work.
That'd be disturbing. What are you talking about with her?
What do I talk? Well, she's been fantastic. She's really wonderful. She has been so sweet. She has set an alarm on her phone to call me on Fridays to remind me to take my medicine because I was forgetting to take my meds that I take.
Nice.
And so she's been very supportive and sweet.
How is she?
We talk about boys. You know. What do you think we talk about?
You have boy issues. She has boy issues.
Yeah. Give you some boy issues, Hans.
Is that why you're going to Tennessee?
For boys? Yeah, I've run out of all the boys in New York. So,
well, they have COVID-19.
Yeah.
Get you a clean Southern boy.
Yeah, I want an untouched Southern boy.
Pervert him with your city ways. So that's awesome. Is she so Jamie Wolf?
I haven't talked to Jamie, but okay. I know he's been doing some stuff. I've seen him.
Oh, has he? I haven't seen it.
I talked to Jason Choi. I talked to Alex Gardez. Talked to. Those are the people that I talked to the most.
That's awesome.
Tom and I were running team comedy with Choi, so talked to him about some stuff. And, Elliot, obviously, because he came and did the show.
Yeah. But it's an interesting time. It's just like I've been talking to Jose Bedoy, and that's pretty much it. I just mostly keep to myself.
I don't know him.
He's like a drunk Mexican guy.
He's like a drunk Mexican guy?
Yeah. He looks like a fucking Don Juan, I guess. He's like a medicine man. He's like a mystical Mexican raven god. Yeah, he's great. Who else have I been talking to? Oh, Ryan D. You know Ryan D? What'd you say? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey.
Yeah.
Alright. So, what did I say? Oh, Mia Faith Hammond. Anyways, Ryan D.
Yeah, I talked to Ryan D. actually. Yeah, he's wonderful. He's great. We had a nice chat a while ago.
Yeah, he's holed up in his studio in Park Slope,
Yeah, he's being productive.
Yeah, he's building like a statue of like a poop emoji.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, I think comedy brings interesting people, and interesting people know how to do interesting things no matter what's going on.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit there, buddy.
Sorry. I think this is a good spot. Hopefully I found a good spot. But, I mean, what do you think about, anything, in the world you want to comment on?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, what could I possibly say? What could I say?
You could say that the lockdown protesters are a bunch of hoo-haws.
I could say that, I guess.
I mean, they have a point.
One could say that.
It's just a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. I think that it's great that we could all do this together, and we're in quarantine. And I think it's good to take a break from the economy, even though it's a little traumatic right now. But I think overall, I think that it could be a good thing. But I don't know. I don't know how pandemics work.
Yeah, this is my first one. So I don't really know.
Yeah. Oh, you always remember your first pandemic.
Yeah, what about you? What's your life been like on the road?
So I started in Florida when it really all went down, and then Miami, I was just like rolling around, and then I had to like buy a bunch of ramen and like canned tuna, and it's not been the greatest cuisine wise, but I was in the Everglades. I met a friend in the Osceola Woods in North Florida, and I got out of there like 3 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. I'm in Seattle now, living outside. Or I live with my parents, but I have my car outside so I can come here for some privacy. It's like my own little room. But
Are you hooked up to their electricity or something, or what?
No, I just have a nice parking spot. That's all I really need. And then I have solar panels. Solar panel. So.
Okay, cool.
So and then I've been living here for like 2.5, 3 weeks almost. 3 weeks now. And this quarantine's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. So hopefully my parents don't get sick of me.
Yeah, I mean, it's going for a big long time, I think. It's going to be a very long time.
That sucks, man. Who could have called this? Like, I thought comedy was good. Like, we'd always have comedy. Anyways, so, I'm about to wrap up the podcast. I don't know if you wanted to plug anything.
Tell all your listeners that there's an apartment in East Williamsburg if somebody wants to rent it.
It's a really good spot. It's like 3 stops off the L from Manhattan, right? Because there's the first one, and then there's the one that connects with the G.
Yeah. First it's Bedford, then Lorimer, and then my stop, which is Graham.
So off the Graham on the L, and it's really it's like 5 minutes walking, if that.
Yeah, and the L train supposedly is all fixed now. I mean, the train has its own issues now, system wide, but it's the L is back up and running. It's available.
It's a good apartment, and it's nice, and you have to be rich. You can't just be like a broke comedian.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
I don't know about that. I don't know. They say I'm not a real comedian because I used to have a job. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that real comedians are poor, and you're privileged and comforted with your pillow of richness.
I hope that your listeners are going to be able to hear all this because you're breaking up a little bit from here.
Well, that's part of the fun.
You can just dub it in.
Yeah, I'll dub you in with an Asian guy.
Yeah, exactly. And we can have a separate conversation offline about your retainer. I have your retainer in your teeth.
Yes.
People should know that you weren't born perfect. You actually used your teeth.
Yeah, my dirty ass retainer. I left it at your house, your beautiful house.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know, but I can't even imagine what that thing smells like. I haven't opened it.
Yeah, just leave it closed. It's not worth
it. Like opening like the Jumanji case.
Like the Pulp Fiction.
Unleash the Kraken.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's yellow.
But it's here, and I guess I'm supposed to send it to you, but I haven't. Today was one of the first days I really went out for a good portion of the day.
Nice.
I rode my bike to Manhattan.
Wow.
Went to the old Climat Lounge.
Beautiful.
Reconstructing that.
Might as well. I'm glad they're taken.
I'm sorry?
That was already beautiful. Like, they already reconstructed the shit out of it.
Well, he's doing it again.
That's awesome. Use the opportunity.
He's changing the downstairs room to, make it just a little bit more pleasant for everyone. And he's working really hard on that. And one of the people who came to one of the team comedy shows, he donated like $500 worth of new comfortable chairs. So we have nice new chairs when the whole thing comes back.
Nice.
So hopefully we'll get to come back and sit together.
One day.
And listen to your stories about Seattle and what life is like without a retainer.
It's not easy.
Let me call you right back and we'll talk about the retainer. Is that cool?
Sure. Okay.
Right,
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.